we get into the start of the session, would anyone like to recap from last week?
Oh boy.
Mhm.
My notes are not great, I think, is here.
That's okay. Somebody else can carry the weight of the recap this week. You don't always have to
But he's so
be the
thorough.
best. Yeah, you don't always have to be the notes guy.
Well, I like
somebody
doing
that's
it.
not Brad.
I
like
can recap what I did. It was
Collectively,
actually
all five of you. Could
pretty-
you recap from last
It was-
week?
It was actually pretty boring.
Sure.
The majority of the session, I don't know exactly how it actually eventually came to this point, but there was basically like smoke filling. I think it was something that they had Thane had commanded, but there was smoke filling the prisoners, some of their cells, and it was bad smoke. And long story short, the party minus Teth was going around and trying to save all of the poor prisoners that were detained by the chasers. There was a good bit of them. Here goes my map. There's a good bit of them. I think there was at one point at least one, maybe two that had went down temporarily, but then got brought back to consciousness and then was rescued from their cells. I'm guessing it probably has something to do with the different levels on the list of hey, what happens in an emergency where it's like kill on site, blah 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 blah. But I don't actually know if that's true or not. There's something completely different. So everybody went around, did a very hero moment, saved all the prisoners, or at least I don't think any of them died. And we kind of started reconvening. That's great. Yeah. Started reconvening. A few of them have silly names. Kind of went into this little dining hall because everybody wanted to drink warm milk and take a rest. At some point, I think it was whenever we first kind of gathered up in that area. Vern, I believe it was Vern, had reached out to Zflo and sent him a message saying, "Hey, bro, we're here. We're here to save you." And he said, "I'll be right there." Essentially, while that was happening, Urzak went over to Teth and slapped him, and he woke up from his inner monologue that he was going through. Trying to think. Any other big beats? There were some great names, like Sir William Gooch, and everyone's favorite, Chris Karen, who distinctly was a bitch to Urzak and probably to everybody else. There was a couple. We did actually also go through, kind of where we left off with one of them, but Zethu basically jumped out of the hole or came out of nowhere.
Yep.
And he was riding a gigantic construct, which I had assumed based on, I think it was initially Brackle who had gone in and inspected that room where there's a bunch of shit missing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that he had just been hoarding stuff for this construct the entire time he was here and basically built a construct and had been just kind of slow rolling this whole prison thing. Met up with Zethlo. He seemed fine. And we also had Brad Beaverton and Thane, who were charmed. I'm trying to remember. Thane wasn't.
Thane was charmed. We charmed him at the end.
Yeah, that was like I think before the short rest thing, and then it was like, okay, well, it'll last for the short rest, and then I think it was pretty much as we were coming out. I know we dealt with Brad Beaverton.
Mm.
Yeah, where we ended, it was after after Mr. Beaverton was had come out of his charm, but before Thane had. Because I distinctly remember saying, "Oh, the charms are done," and then Donovan said, "Oh, well, this happened right when Andrew had to leave." So we did Brad Beaverton first, and Thane is still charmed, technically. We're in the middle of the short rest right now. Because we assumed that Brackle would be the one that deals with him when he comes out of that.
When he has to oopsie poopsie him.
Yep.
Once he realizes that he's been charmed.
Oh man!
What do we do with what do we do with Beaverton? We just fucking gaslight Beaverton, basically.
Yeah.
Then Karen got involved. Oh, Vern was trying to learn religion from Karen.
Oh, very
for like 3 seconds.
She was so passionate.
Yeah.
And then I think Arzak was like, "Shut the fuck up."
Arzak put some fucking Arzak put some manacles on her and was like,
"That's what it was.
Whatever you're guilty of, I believe."
She's handcuffed up against the wall right now, talking to Beaverton. Cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else that.
Yeah, it was a lot of turn-based saving people.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a quick conversation with Sutha and Teth at the end. Basically, Teth was like, "Yeah, it's time," whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means.
It's going to turn into a nuclear power plant. So it is.
Yeah, all of you are fucked. Actually, Teth is going to explode right now. That's a good thing you finished your new characters, because that's how we're continuing this game. Great. All right. No prologue today. We'll continue with a new string of prologues next session. Instead, I have questions for you. As your new characters, or your alternate characters, you've just died. What is the location of your death? And what are the circumstances of your death?
Or the new character.
The alternate characters.
Or the alternate.
Trent and Donovan, whose characters have kind of had that implied in game, take as much liberty with that as you want.
Are we sending this to the individual chat?
Yeah. Okay. Individual chat.
Let me repeat this back. As your new characters, you have just died. What is the location and circumstances of your death? Is that what you said?
What are the circumstances and the location of your death?
Okay. And this is the new characters.
Correct.
Okay. Also, don't mind the nonsense I sent you on my channel, Barlos.
I've gotten used to it.
Yeah.
I just disregard it at this point. Like, he's just talking to himself.
Oh, yeah, my character's death wasn't just implied. Like we literally saw it play out, right? I mean, poisoned or something, like they were dead.
Your dad was the one who died.
Didn't see it.
They both died. I lost both my parents.
Oh.
Yeah.
At that same point?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh. I assumed it was just your dad for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And that something else happened to your mom later.
Poisoned.
Yeah. Vern, worst birthday ever.
So just wait till later to get assassinated. They had to do it on my birthday.
Wait, the second part of the question was where do they end up or something? Like they've now opened their eyes again and they're like in some limbo, personal limbo.
No. What's just like the circumstances? How did it happen?
Oh, how did I make up
There
that
is.
bit then? What did I think? What did I think that was part of what you asked?
I don't know.
Okay.
Donovan, at some point, the party's going to encounter a doctor, and that's exactly how they're going to explain how that character died.
Like in these times, like what is the extent of medical knowledge? Like they don't have like nano. They don't have nanotechnology, right? They probably don't have antibiotics.
Burn does. Only Zapdos.
So like when people die of old age, it's just you just die of old age. There's unless you're like
right,
like I don't know.
Yeah.
What would a doctor
it's
say?
Totally valid. I don't know. Can't figure this one out. Just bury them. I mean, they're definitely dead. We just don't know what happened.
This is so strange to actually type it out.
Yeah. We have just a few more moments, and then there's a part 2.
I kind of feel like everyone else is gonna have like some crazy circumstances to their deaths. Sounds like Donovan's and mine are just kind of like, oh, they died because of how a human could die on Earth, like magical healing.
Strangely tame, actually. These are 5 characters that are connected by less than sensational deaths. All right. Last part, and then we will begin where we left off last time. This is from the alternate character's perspective. What is one positive feeling about your normal character? What is one negative feeling about your normal character? From your alternates to your typical characters.
How could I have forgotten Ragnar Ragnarsson? And Bob Haskins.
Classic Bob. Classic Robert Haskins.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh,
Honestly.
Robbie Haskins.
I feel like he's
I mean,
real
he's a
person.
famous actor. He was a famous actor. He's passed since. He maybe not most notably, but he will go down in history as the man who played Mario in the Mario Brothers movie that is credited as the worst video game to movie adaptation of all time.
Never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a British actor, and he's going to go down in history as playing Mario.
Oh, he
in a
was
horrible,
also like
horrible opposite
enemy-
John Leguizamo as Luigi.
he
Russian
looks like
enemy at the gates too. That was
he
it.
looks like he's got the Mario figure, like the red
Yeah.
body.
He also notably played Smee in Hook. Much better movie. And a much better role for Bob Haskins.
The 1993 film Super Mario Bros.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whichever was the live action one.
Oh, I've got it queued up right here.
And I
Can't
think
remember his name. Played Bowser. He was
Nintendo's gone
awful.
through confirming and whatever that Mario's last name, like
Bob
whether that's
Hoskins.
canon or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
It's Bob Hoskins with an O, not an A.
Yeah, so we don't get copyright.
Well,
Yeah.
I figured, obviously.
This is when our stream becomes nationally acclaimed.
We gotta stay. Yeah, we gotta stay.
I gotta change Helen Mirren too. I can't have Helen Mirren in here.
Helen Mirren.
I know Bob Hoskins from a movie called Stay, which had Ewan McGregor and Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
He was the quote unquote dad. He's blind. There are no pictures of him from that movie.
Wait, is Bob Hoskins Roger Rabbit? Who framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh yeah, he was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Wait, was he Smee in Hook? Did you guys already say that?
That's what Barlow said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez,
Yeah.
I did not
Bob
realize.
Haskins. Yeah.
I saw his non-Mario looking face, and then I'm like, wait a second.
He's known for Framed Roger Rabbit, Mario's. Let's see. Neverland miniseries. A Christmas Carol, the video game.
That's a great one.
Rough.
He was fucking riding those checks for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He was in Garfield, A
good
Tale
old
of Two Kitties, 2006.
Oh, jeez.
He was in Frasier for one episode.
Was he Balto?
I don't know what he was. Man, I haven't thought about
he
Balto
voiced
in
Balto.
forever.
Hey, that'd be good.
I'm not exactly sure if Balto's a cartoon or not, but I imagine like just an actual like a real life dog like movie, like Old Yeller. But he's voicing over the dog like barking.
No. Oh, Kevin Bacon was Balto. Kevin Bacon.
What?
No shit.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
The
Bob Hoskins played Boris the Goose. Which seems more appropriate.
wow. I guess real
That
life
sounds like a
Balto's
Hoskins.
in Cleveland at the History Museum, the Natural History Museum.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like that's fucked up. Just taxidermy the dog.
Yes,
Just, okay.
there he is.
Sometimes I just like putting random shit in the Discord to confuse Aaron.
Yeah. It's all the stuff with Bob Hoskins.
You think he actually looks at the Discord though?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. Once a week to put the link to the YouTube video in there.
Mm-hmm.
You just scan it to see
All
if
right.
we need to censor anything, and then
He also was in a movie called "If There Weren't Any Blacks, You'd Have to Invent Them."
whoa,
Woof.
Yeah.
woof.
Gosh.
Oh, come on. man.
On that note, let's re-enter the campaign. We left off with Brad Beaverton and Chris Karen kind of going off in their own corner. The last thing that happened was Vern making not a less than signed for pact with Sir William Gooch to build a railroad together. Sir William lives on Azura's west coast, and Vern obviously is from the east, and they want to make a railway that will meet somewhere in the middle. He was all
Goosh
for it.
business, tobacco? Is that what the Gooshes are known for?
I can't remember. I know that I said something, but I can't remember what I said.
Tobacco.
The real Gooch was tobacco.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, it would have been tobacco then. Yeah, so they're doing that. We have Zethlo and Teth talking about the demise of the party and all of these NPCs. And now we have Thane. Crackle, you see Thane across this table. You watch him shift from being charmed to being post-charmed. You see his the gloss across his eyes fade away, and you see his expression drop as he is now standing in a room with the party that bested him already once today. No mist monster and all of the prisoners that he was in charge of keeping inside of their cells. He will lock eyes with you, Crackle, and he's just gonna back up against this wall and kind of take in his surroundings. He won't say anything at first. He is not in terms of the condition, but just in terms of the general meaning. He is stunned. He cannot believe that he is in this situation.
I'll have a pretty
What are you
blank
doing?
face on. Just look at him right in his eyes and just say, "Take a breath." You know, no reason to get kind of out of control here. You know, what's done is done. Be smart about it.
What happened to the last dudes who tried to run? Fireball.
They don't have legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won't say anything. He'll take your advice and just kind of try his best to breathe. Maybe kind of slide down into this chair here.
Listen, we don't want to have to kill you or anybody who doesn't need to be killed.
I don't want that either. Please don't kill me.
I haven't planned on it. I haven't talked to my other adjudicators over here, but
I kind of want to kill him.
But you know, we're taking these prisoners out of here. We don't think it's fair for them to die. And I mean, we could definitely use your help if you want to come up with us. If not, we'll make other accommodations for you. I'm not saying that as like a full threat or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you all really inspectors? Are you really here to inspect the prison?
I mean, would you believe me one way or the other at this point? And does it matter?
I don't know what to believe. I don't think so. I guess not.
No, I mean, we're not, of course, but we're here. We've already done. Well, we've partially done what we've needed to do. Oh wait. Oh, so Zithlo. You found Zithlo. Okay.
Yep.
Listen,
Okay.
Urzok is an inspector of everything. He's justice, man. This prison failed the justice inspection.
Mm-hmm.
It sure
So-
did. By many metrics.
Above game. Was there anything else we felt that we needed to achieve here? Did we think there might have been an orb somewhere here?
Nobody ever looked for an orb, but you kind of searched everywhere. The only place that you didn't go was over here in the quarters, like up here to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Again, above table, there is not.
Okay.
One here. You don't need to go over there. You'll find some weapons. You might find some money, but you're not going to find anything that's like
Right.
crazy interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
They're low level guards that are sleeping down here, so they're not.
And then we have
really
the files on
packing
all the
anything.
prisoners now. So
Yeah,
I
all
think
the files on the prisoners.
yeah.
And you have additional files that, whatever her name is, threw away.
Mhm.
Maxine.
Maxine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Thane, I think we're gonna start heading up. Whether you'd like to join us or not, that's fine. I will say, if you make any kind of move to halt this process, slow it down, or to injure any one of the people traveling in this group, there will be swift and severe consequences.
Understood. And he seems like he's gonna comply for now.
Okay.
He ain't no dummy. He knows that he's vastly outnumbered by a bunch of angry prisoners.
I'll look over to Urzak, Vern, and Eric, who I can see right now. I don't think anybody else. Is that Tess out there? Gentlemen,
That is out there.
anything else? Ready to depart?
Eric has a dryad. Prior to the short rest, I was hoping for the dryad to use their speak with beasts and plants. The one prisoner who seems to not have a comprehensible language, but looks, in appearance on the token to be some sort of plant based species. Would the dryad be able to communicate?
This guy up here.
Yeah.
Gooch?
Sure, you could try.
Okay.
These were all randomized tokens, so it was not purposeful in any way at all. But please go ahead.
But yeah, let me just see here.
All the other ones have some type of characteristic attributed to them now. So I'd love to give this character a name.
Oh, this one? Or is that the dryad?
It's not the dryad. That was a prisoner.
But
I may have already deleted the dryad token.
Yeah.
That's fine. What are you commanding the dryad to say?
Who are you? And the dryad would probably have an interesting voice too. I'd be interested to know. But yeah.
Who are you? Why are you? Who are you?
Why are you gay?
Yeah, you hear this creature just respond in the same gibberish that you heard before when they were talking about her talking to whoever they were talking to. And even the dryad, it's like this like majestic fey creature, looks visibly confused. You can tell that the dryad does not understand a word that this thing is saying.
Does it sound like gibberish, or does it sound like it actually is just a different language?
It sounds like nothing. It sounds like meaningless syllables.
Go for it, Brad.
So the Dryad's going to
I
understand.
can't wait for this to be the plot point of this session. We're trying to figure out what this creature is gonna do.
Listen, I got one level 1 spell slot back from my short rest, guys. You want me to burn it on comprehend languages, only to find out that we have another peepup on our hands and she's not actually speaking anything. And then we can go find her file and like figure out if she's what they were using her for. And
it's Peepup's sister.
I have stuff that I can use if we want to pursue that.
The Dryad has a casting of Barkskin, which I want to give it to my brother, Eric's brother, for an AC of 16.
Love.
Yeah.
I need to make a stat block for him. He's not a commoner, but he's also kind of weak right now. So I'll have to figure that out.
And then can I do Pass Without Trace as well on the party members and Halberad? Warwick, Halberad, Vern, Urzak, Breckle. Would be Teth? Yeah. Okay, I can do that. And let's do Z as well.
Okay.
So I think that's 10 creatures.
Yeah, whoever you want, we can make the configuration work.
So it looks like Barkskin lasts 1 hour, and I think Pass Without Trace is also an hour duration.
I'm like sitting here thinking, when the inspectors come back from the lowest part of the prison that nobody's allowed down, like I feel like that's so much free reign to just tell people whatever because nobody's allowed down here.
It's true. There are a lot of even the guards. You have to be a special clearance level to be down here. So you could, I mean, if you give the right lies.
And if Thane's complying, then that would probably be, if he is, that would probably help a lot.
Right. Last thing, go ahead, Billy.
I was just gonna say, Thane was pretty much like, I mean, he took care, like he watched over the cells here, but he was more of a front desk person, right? Like he kind of maintained it.
Right. Yeah, he kind of just like kept the train on the tracks, but he definitely is not a fighter. He's more of a clerical worker than anybody else that would be down here.
Yeah, I'm curious to how much he actually knows about the whole chasers in general, just as an above game thing. But we can carry on.
Yeah. If you want to ask him questions, we can just speed through those, and I'll just give you answers based on what you roll.
I personally don't have the brain power for that right now.
Okay. We'll do that.
Something I thought of. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can circle back to that. One last thing before we go. I can't remember if it was Brackle or Vern. Are you going 9-9? Yeah. All right.
Okay, by the way, guys, in about 5 paragraphs summarized, when the One Ring was destroyed, all power dissipated because the rings were created by Sauron originally.
Good job.
And all bound to the One Ring. So he went to Celebrimbor and said, hey, you guys should totally make these rings. I'll help you make these rings. And it gave them some power, which the power is actually sapped from Sauron himself. But it gave them amount of power, which in return gave him control over them at some point. But some of them who were weaker. Since the elves had an amount of power, they weren't so easily turned. But like the humans who didn't have the same power were turned. But Well, when the ring was destroyed, all the other rings were just went to
Rings.
pretty pieces of metal. Yep.
Go ahead. Oh, interesting. Oh, hey, dudes.
Hey.
Pooping?
I wanted to do some new things. But I'm
You're gonna do some
doing
new things?
night.
You're going night night.
You're going night
Gonna
night.
say good night to everybody.
Yep, I'm doing night from in Mama and Papa's room.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm Papa's
Change
room?
snap.
venue.
Wishing it up.
Yeah. And it's Mama's side and Papa's side.
Mm.
We do have our own sides of the bed, yeah.
Which
And
Which-
you go right in the middle,
which
right?
side's your favorite side?
And my favorite is Papa's.
Oh,
Are you saying that because you're in
You push
Papa's
the
lap?
side of the bed, huh? All right, say good night.
Guys.
Bye,
Night.
guys.
Night. Bye.
Alright.
I do.
Wave good night. All right, dude. Grab your milk off the floor. Go give it to Mama.
Let's go, dude.
Good night, buddy. I love you.
We love you, Papa.
Love you too, baby. Have a good night.
Say, I'll see you in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You told me we would go in the room and set a time for 2 minutes and wait for you to come out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We
See
can
you.
do that. Bye, guys. Very good. Yeah. All right. Last thing I have in my notes, I can't remember if it was Vern or Brackle, picked up a picture of Maxine from her desk. Maxine was pictured with another group of people. I am telling you above game that this is important. So if
That
you want
was
to keep
Vern.
this in mind. It might have been.
I didn't think of a framed photo. All I got was gum that I put back.
Oh, then I picked it out, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, so Brackle, you have a framed photo of Maxine, pictured with 4 other creatures. They appear to be contemporaries. They appear to be very friendly, like their arms are around each other's shoulders and everything. They are pictured posing together for this photograph, so it is not candid. It is an intentional photo of them appearing very friendly. It is Maxine. She is kind of off to one side. And then you also see pictured a human man in gold and blue robes. You see an elvish man in full plate mail. You see a tabaxi woman also wearing leather and kind of like a tunic underneath. And you see an Aarakocran woman also in kind of leathers and robes. All pictured looking very friendly together.
So if I show the rest of the crowd, does any of us recognize any of the other people?
Do I recognize anybody from
Everybody, you could
in elite
all
circles?
roll. I think there's a chance that all of you could recognize at least 1 or 2 of these. I'll have everybody roll a percentile die for me, please. You included, Brackle. Ooh, Urzak knows somebody.
Mr. Ozark always knows somebody.
You're a world traveler, man. You're the Eternal Blade. Ooh, Vern thinks he knows somebody.
Lucky 13.
So
Yeah.
Urzak's the only one who knows someone.
Eric, Brackle, and Teth, you guys are just in the middle enough on both ends. You look at the picture, they all seem to be strangers, other than Maxine, of course. Trent, you look at the photo. Trent, who's that? Vern, you look at the photo, and you immediately recognize, think that you recognize, the elf the male elf. You think that you recognize the style of armor that he is wearing. It's full plate. It is finely crafted. It is there are detailings etched across the entire surface of these plates. Just beautiful, shining plate mail. You are positive this is somebody that you saw in your house, saw in your home when you were very young, with a 13.
Okay.
Here, a weird sidebar that's relevant for today. Does Vern know who murdered his parents, or is it still a mystery?
I think it's still a mystery. I never found out.
So Vern think this is the person. This is the one.
It's him.
It's the guy.
Together.
Maybe. That is a plot thread worth following up on. I like that a lot. I think it was pretty heavily inferred in those prologues that it was Visick, or somebody acting as a proxy for Visick. But Vern would not know that. There's no way that Vern would know that because Gael elected not to tell him. So yeah, follow up with that. Do whatever you want with that information, Vern. Let your suspicions start bubbling up. As for Urzak, you are certain that you know one of these creatures, and you are correct in that assumption. You have seen on several occasions the Tabaxi woman. She was, whether or not it was what her actual vocation was, she was a trader, a peddler of wares that would go through Farinth. She marketed herself as a purveyor of fine weapons and armor that she would buy and sell from other places in the desert and kind of northern Azura as a whole. You don't have much affiliation with her outside of seeing her on the streets of your city a few times here and there. Sometimes for big festivals, she'd make sure that she was there to get as much patronage as possible. But you are certain that this Tabaxi woman is that peddler that you know from Farinth.
And do I know her name?
You do not. She kept a lot of her personal information close to the chest. You would know that she went kind of like the banner that she sold her wares under. She kept it very sterile. She would call it Azura's best.
This woman here, Tabaxi. Seen her a few times. Nothing remarkable about her. Traveling merchant of sorts.
Well, Urzak, that's interesting. But you know what is remarkable? This man was there the night that my parents were murdered.
How long ago?
I remember him.
Last time that you think you'd seen her?
Oh, it's a guy. It's a guy, Teth. This man. I hit it again.
I apparently can't hear people.
Oh.
What?
Which
what?
one
I
are
thought
you
you were
pointing
playing
at?
along and like ignoring me because I'm
the
clearly
Elvish
wrong. Can you hear me?
You pointing at the Elvish man, Vern?
Yeah, I'm pointing at the guy that I confidently think that I recognize.
Yeah.
Take your hands and smack them against your ears. See if that works.
You think this Tabaxi wasn't uncommon for her to sell unworldly things. How did your parents die? I don't suppose it was poison.
we think it was poison. You think maybe the Tabaxi sold the poison to this man, and they worked together?
Certainly had access to those kinds of things.
Well, it sounds like we should keep our eyes peeled for both of these individuals. Zapdos. I want to call Zapdos out. And since Zapdos can move his little metals around, I'm like, Zapdos, I want you to change your head to look like this man right here. And I point to the picture. So he still has a little Zapdos body, but he's going to have a human head.
Perfect. Roll an intelligence check for Zapdos. See how close he gets. Waiting for the 6 to roll in.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
At least it wasn't your rapier of wishes.
Right. I did not take that sword. I did not take that sword.
Yeah, exactly. It's been transferred back to Vern. Teth has nothing to worry about today.
Oops.
Yeah, Zapdos takes one look and just with the most confidence gives you the most Minecraft giant pixel version of this guy's head, basically just a cube. And he is very, very he's content with that.
Good job, Zapdos. Just as I remembered him.
Weird question. Is Maxine in her human form or the Fae form in the picture?
She is in her human form. That's a good question.
That'd be a weird thing on her desk. If it was just her in her actual form.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I suppose she doesn't have to tell anybody that it's her. She just has a picture of 5 creatures that she's not in. But she is indeed in her human form. You get the idea that nobody here, other than the 5 of you, knows that about her. Very evident when you delivered her to the cage room and the guy was like, "Who's this monster? Like, we gotta lock this up right away. Get her out of here."
This might be me having played Resident Evil 2 recently, but can we take the picture out of the picture frame and see if there's anything right on the back?
Hey.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Gosh, that's such a 90s thing to do.
Yeah.
It's all their names and where they live.
It's the location of every
1984.
single Presidium orb.
Hanging out before murdering the Wellerbys.
Yep.
No, it's honestly it's where the crank is hidden, and the crank has a certain shape that opens certain doors in the mansion in which the orb is in.
And that mansion is the Wellerby Mansion.
Go
Ba,
on.
ba, ba.
Yeah, so on the back there is a small notation. There are no names, unfortunately, but it does say, kind of down in the bottom corner, it says Shimmering Lake North Fall. As you get the idea of like autumn. Fall, Shimmering Lake North.
Shimmering Lake.
Urzak, you would definitely know this without rolling. Brackle, you would definitely know this. I would say probably Eric too, just because your father was kind of a traveling merchant. It is the base of the Eagle Peaks. It's the top of a long river that runs north to south in western Azura.
Mhm.
So Shimmering Lake North is almost directly west of Farinth, almost directly north of Pontig, and kind of northeast of Ismael for the three of you.
All right.
Interesting.
Can we tell which year
Uh,
in the fall? Like, is the photo?
It's also if
Actually, wait.
Vern
on.
open your orb map,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it probably.
Shimmering Lake North is dead on the location of one of the orbs.
I have legend lore.
Oh, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Fucking legend lore this photo.
Let me see.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I'll cast legend lore on the photo. I don't know if that'll do anything, but maybe.
Did you think
I
we were
have to
leaving
read
this
the-
room?
I'm gonna have to read
Think
that.
otherwise.
I had an idea in my head that maybe in the last hour of the game today, we'll start entering the elevator and going back up.
Wow.
Sadly mistaken. Will be the last hour of next session.
That's true. Okay. Name or describe a person, place, or object. Spell brings to your mind a brief summary of significant lore about the thing that you named.
Yeah, see, the thing is, if it's not of legendary importance, you don't gain any information. So that's the kind of like crutch that it's on.
Okay.
Here's another weird thing that I just want to say before you answer that question is do cameras and photos exist in Azura?
They do. You have one in your inventory.
It has a print
It's a
picture,
primitive
though.
technology. It has a digital screen on the back, or an illusory screen on the back.
Right.
If wizards can project your pictures into the sky, they could make pictures on paper.
I guess so. The question is, do printers exist in Azura? Because that's the technology it's missing, is the ability to photo
Only
print.
Xerox. Only Xerox. they don't do anything laser based. It's all just like
Xerox is a dragonborn in Farin.
Yeah, Xerox is actually an ancient dragon with a giant mouth that spits out paper.
He's a paper dragon.
Paper dragon.
Papyrus.
he's a plastic and metal dragon that produces papyrus. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Skelly.
It's Papyrus.
Who's that?
Papyrus.
What's he from?
Yeah, it's from Undertale.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. I thought I remembered him, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Papyrus and his brother Comic Sans.
Mm-hmm.
The Sans. While you're looking at that, I had a thought when Vern was accidentally when Vern was accidentally called Trent, that we could do a murder mystery one shot, but all of our characters' names have to be the names of each other in real life. The entire time we have to wonder if you're talking about the third person or the first person.
I like that a lot. That'd be so fun. We're all
sounds like
all
a
level
nightmare.
1 humans. Yes.
Wowie.
Legend Lore is such a cool spell, and I think a lot of game masters would describe this feeling that I have right now as hating it. But truly, I don't. I think 2 years ago I would have gotten so uptight about just pausing and taking a second to figure out the answer that I want to give you instead of just like
Just
throwing it
just
right
give
off
something
the
more
ground.
broad, and then you
It's-
can.
Yeah, and I'm happy to just take a second. Just take like 2 minutes and figure it out.
The only reason
Better.
it's legendary is because it was the first printed photo of Lord
Yeah.
Xerox.
I always kind of thought though that like Legend Lord of the Spell, even if it wasn't something that was necessarily like a legendary moment, you could still get information from it, but it might not necessarily be like super relevant. Like you might if it wasn't a legendary situation or whatever the description is for the spell, you would literally just see like glimpses of God, I can't remember Maxine's like summer vacation with her 4 bros.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Inconsequential things.
yeah. Like the craziest thing they did was go skinny dipping or something like that.
She spilled mustard on her shirt at the hot dog
Dude,
cookout.
fuck that flower.
He's so cute.
I saw Sans and said, "Fuck that dude."
Yeah, I never fought Sans. I never went back and did that. I pretty much played through the game once and was just like, that was fun. I didn't even realize that there was more to it until like a year and a half later, and I was like, I haven't played this game for so long, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I never beat Sans. I think it was just a matter of patience. But it is not easy.
Is that when they played that Megalomania track?
Yep. So
Okay.
Okay. You cast legend lore on this picture. What you receive, you know, as the picture starts to glow, and you have this stream of sigils and markings and different things flood into your into your just your being, your subconscious. You are just this deluge of information, so much that it's difficult to pick out specific things and comprehend what's actually coming into your mind, Brackle. An overwhelming sense of natural, pure magic surrounds this photo. You glean that this was captured before this group of people attempted something incredibly heroic. Not necessarily, maybe not well intentioned 100%, but it was something quite dangerous and quite noteworthy for anyone who knew that they were attempting this feat. This group includes Maxine, who you now know for certain to be a Hexblood cleric. It also includes a man named Tannis, Tannis. I have all this written down, so you don't need to. I'll send it to you later. He's the human wizard. He's the one in blue and gold robes. It also includes a man named Zikram, who is an elvish paladin, the one in the plate mail. A Tabaxi fighter named Io, and an Aarakocran monk named Ryx, Wryx. This shows them. This is the last time the 5 of them were pictured together. Before 2 of them unfortunately passed away in battle. You know that the wizard, Canis, the human wizard, was slain on this mission that they were on, as well as the monk, the Aarakocra. The other three survived, but they parted ways, and they really have not been seen together since then. This was a mission, plain and simple, to try and find a Presidium orb. That was their target. That was their only goal, and they did not succeed. It was incredibly dangerous, and the three that did make it out did so not without grave and grievous wounds. So they were all friendly and very happy in this photo, and that's the last time they were like that.
I relay it to the group. So seems like Silver Lake probably has a Presidium orb near there. I think.
Safe to assume.
Mm-hmm.
And
mean-
apparently it's dangerous.
But look at us. We're a lot tougher than
Given
these
our-
guys.
There, we demonstrated that pretty clearly already.
Mhm.
Agreed.
It didn't state which orb it was, did it?
No. It just said
It did
A.
not state which orb, no. Only because the people that would have taken this photo, and the five of them specifically, would not have known.
Mm.
Is this like Skip Maxine like peaked in high school? Characteristic now. This is her moment, like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, did it say how long ago it was?
That is a good question. Yes, you would have gleaned that as well. This was about 15 years prior to right now.
Wait. How old was Vern when his parents were killed?
That's what I wanted.
I think it was like 10. So
Damn.
before this happened.
Before this happened, yeah. Because that would have been like 25, 26 years ago. How old are you? 30, 36?
I think I made my character. I don't think I made him exactly my age. I think I made him like 30 or something, like low 30s.
Okay.
So pretty close to when the picture was taken.
Well, wait,
Close,
so-
yeah.
Picture is just 10 years after they killed.
It would have been just before.
So this is just a picture from 10 years after
'Cause they,
killing Willow.
so they would have all been alive at the time Vern's parents were killed. Yes.
Still
Further
on.
strengthens my argument that this man was responsible.
And he's one of the ones that are still alive. He was not one that
Oh yeah.
was killed during the mission. That was the wizard and the monk. The paladin.
Let's go to Eagle Peaks and discover why Vern's parents were killed.
Fuck this other orb that's by us.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
Well, also the one in the wilds is close. But there
Yeah,
might
the
be
murder-
giant humans
talking
over
about
there.
Ragdoll. I'm not even concerned about
Let
orbs.
me.
You guys ever got sidetracked from a main quest to do another main quest?
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All the information is on
yeah.
backs of photos. Yes.
From now on, anything that's framed that's coming off the wall, we're opening it up, looking at the back, casting legend lore on every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can one of you teleport?
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I
Can I
need
do
prep. Damn.
I mean,
Right
I'm
now?
not-
No,
I don't have
sorry.
any 7 spell slots now.
Oh, right. I guess it'll have to wait.
Pretty tapped.
Okay, so question.
Yes.
Perhaps above game, perhaps end game. Why are we keeping Thane alive?
I mean, I don't feel like there's any reason to kill him.
He's just doing his job.
his job to murder innocent people.
What about all those guards that were just doing their job?
I think they're less culpable than Thane.
Wow.
Who was literally just like tied up in chains. Was like, all right, I got 10 seconds left to kill. Let me just fucking kill all these random people.
Yeah. The fuck, Thane.
I assumed we were kind of using him to get out of the prison and then being like, no, we're cool. And then take him back to Homeboy. I can't remember his name. But that's more long term.
Ryan.
Yeah.
In Fenrir.
But at the very least, to help get out of the prison in the short term.
Do we think that he's going to actually help us?
I don't. I don't think so. I don't think he'd help us, but I don't think he'd hinder us.
Yeah, I think it's more that.
Urzak, would it be justice to kill Thane,
Yes.
revive him, and then kill him again?
No.
Probably not.
Is overkill any just any of the time? Is that ever just?
Probably.
Maybe if they did it to someone else.
Maybe, yeah.
Eye for an eye. Yeah.
I'd use my my last second level spell slot, but I could try detect thoughts and get a sense as to his.
Didn't he have a weird thing? We were trying to do that before.
Oh, and he like blocked it, right? Or he's like kind of
like had to make some kind of saving throw or took some kind of like backlash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. If it was just like charisma checks or something, but well, nothing happened when we did charm person, so
I could try and charm him again, I guess. Let me see what my spell slots look like.
Above game, I'm all for save the spell slots. Let's throw this doofus in a fucking cell and here, let him rot.
That's always an option. You have the keys, so you could do whatever you want.
We'll give him like some milk or something, and then
some more milk.
Put him in the cell to.
Do what you want, Urzak. I said what I needed to say to him. So,
does anyone else have any? I mean, I'm failing to see the pro to bring him with us.
I was just gonna leave him down here.
Okay. Yeah, let's take Thane and throw him in a cell.
Yep.
Are the cells done being gassy?
They are done. Most of them didn't have gas in them. It was just those few that had those specific prisoners in them. But you can pick any of them and it'll be pretty clear. Wherever you want to put them.
Let's put them in one of the gas cells. Fuck them.
Oh,
right.
Vern will steer him away. Now Vern's gonna come with you and discourage that. And be like, no, let's just put him in this one instead. And he'll nod over to another cell that doesn't.
Listen. Logically speaking, it will prevent him from activating the defenses again.
The defenses are gone, Ursak.
Right.
Killed the defenses.
Right. There's a hole right there. You can breathe out of it.
So you want to toss him into the pit?
No.
Or you mean there's a hole in the thing, so if the gas icing.
Well, yeah. I'm dumping him down the hole.
Yep, I think the cell will work just fine then.
Well,
and I'll set a glass of milk down inside, gingerly.
No, I'm gonna slap a set of. I'm gonna slap a shit at the set of. Like, the prisoners didn't have manacles on them, did they?
They did not. They were walking freely within their cells.
Okay, save my shitty brand manacles. Yeah, throw them in, lock them up.
Great. Just want to
Perfect.
All right. He's there. He is up there. How do you guys want to proceed back up into the prison?
Let's take the elevator.
And is there anybody else you want to? Is there any? Are you doing anything specifically with any of the other NPCs, or are you just asking them all to follow you?
I mean, what's the game plan from here, guys?
I think we're just trying to get out of the prison now, right?
So we're gonna take if
Yep.
if we take the people with us, which is optimal, right? Ideal. We have to fight our ways out, right? The inspector ruse is up once we're like, hey, by the way, we're taking these dozen prisoners with us.
No, these are the evacuation prisoners. What do you mean? We already knew that they had some that were evacuation, some that were kill.
Yeah, could we assume that the alarms went off and maybe
Everywhere?
in upper floors too? Like they probably evacuated or started to, or is it just level by level? I guess.
Question.
I assumed that we were just going to say these people were wrongfully imprisoned. We're inspectors. We found out. Get fucked. If you have a problem with it, you don't want the smoke.
I say we go with these are the prisoners we needed to evacuate, and then if that doesn't work,
Well, yeah, like I was saying, like not a lot of people have access down here, so nobody really knows. Like we could go up there and be like, hey, these people were released on good behavior. They don't know what the fuck goes on down here. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
We're escorting them back to the city. And if they do know what's going on, then they just get smited.
Let's just base it on what kind of looks we get, and then we'll decide how to react to those looks.
Just have Vern and I stand at the front of the elevator.
Yeah, we got it.
Perfect.
To keep it fair, because you're absolutely right, most of the guards up top do not know what goes on down here, but some of them do. Some of the higher ranking ones do still live up in the top quarters and work down here from time to time. It is a small amount of them, though. It's a small percentage. I'm going to say if you come up against a guard and you directly engage in conversation with them and they ask, I'm going to have whoever takes point in that situation to roll percentile. And if you roll in the bottom 10%, they know what's going on down in the basement and they will question you about it. But otherwise, they will not. And they'll go with whatever you can feasibly convince them of.
Very Andrew, you're taking point.
You got it, champ.
Can't trust Vern to roll percentile.
Yeah. 13.
To level 6, I think. Is
Yeah.
level 7?
Yeah. Okay. So at first, as you start moving, you will notice Zethlo playing with a kind of like a gadget around his wrist, totally different from the band that you picked up in the labyrinth. So it's not like Visic's band. It seems to have some inner workings, some mechanical workings within it, and you see his construct essentially just like fold up, just minimize itself and box itself up and implant itself back into this thing in his wrist. So he is carrying a full large size construct on his person at all times. So that will go away.
Hey, Tef, can you do that?
Yeah, can you just
Kinda.
Can you just transformers yourself down into a wristlet size, Teth? You remember that the
Is Zapdos actually big?
Zapdos
Yeah.
is not actually. Zapdos is actually a tiny construct. But at least Zapdos can spread himself out across different things, though. Like he can reshape himself, so that's his thing. As you move out this corridor, you remember that you now have too many people to take just one trip up this elevator. There's not enough space inside of it for how many of there? 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 19 creatures in your party right now. You can fit maybe half of that. Fit. What's the
Like
11?
Well, I can tell you there's
Separate.
7 that are guaranteed going.
Oh, you gotta separate the 3 boys.
Right. Yeah. Balance all that weight out. So you have you can all go together and then send the prisoners on a separate elevator. You can split the party and have half of you go with half of the prisoners and the other half of you go with the other half. How would you like to do it? Because you will need to make 2 trips minimum if you pack the elevator both times.
Mm.
They seem
Vern and
pretty
I should
trustworthy.
split. Oh, you just want to like all of us go up in one, and then the other prisoners just like figure it out.
Yeah. They'll follow us up, and there's no other place to go down here, right? Well, Ziflo, where were you when I called you and you said I'll be there in a minute?
Yeah,
Were
what
you
the
like,
fuck?
where were you?
Zithlo, if you look up in his cell, Zithlo was under the floor.
Ziflo.
Yeah, he was in this like sewer system underneath the floor. There is a way to access it from his cell right here. And over time, he would slowly dig his way around the outside of this map on the ground, putting tools and instruments and supplies down there little by little, and he crafted his construct down there over the course of many, many days, and popped up through this grate.
Okay.
He would have done it during the fight, but you guys did a lot of damage, so he didn't need to. And that's without Brackle and Teth. So you guys were fine.
Do we need credentials to move the elevator? We need the hand and the eye for that.
Interestingly enough, on this side, you do not. It is assumed at this point that anybody that's down here, anybody that could get past all of the things that can get down here, would have clearance to get back up. So you do not need the credentials to get up. You assume that you will at some point, but you did to get down, yes.
Hell yeah.
As far as going up the elevators, I don't think I was thinking about maybe a couple people staying back with the second group.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll stick back.
I'll go first.
I'll go on the first one.
With Brackle, so we can, in case the door's open and there's a group there waiting for us or something, we can try to schmooze it over.
Okay, we'll just say there's a second group coming up after us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, just for ease of how I'm splitting things up, if you're going first, can you just like congregate in front of the desk?
Hey.
If you're going second, congregate outside of the chapel door over here.
Can I bring my brother?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I actually might. Who's going second? Or where's the second? Is this second?
These are the seconds over here. Yep.
Okay, so we have enough people.
First, okay.
Yeah, you can take your brother if you want first.
Okay.
Then
Gooch is also going to go with Vern. Warwick will also go first.
Yeah.
To make sure that Halberad is good, because he feels partially responsible for him. Urzak, do you want Chris or not?
Yeah, I gotta keep an eye on her.
Right.
Somebody's got to manhandle her.
Second. Zithlo is going to go second because Teth is going second.
Yep.
And then these will just be split randomly. So we'll put these 3 prisoners with you guys. Bob Haskins. Ragnar. Leonidas will go in the first group.
Yeah, you will.
All right. What do you want to do with Brad Beaverton, who is no longer charmed, and this other unnamed guard who is still unconscious? Warwick knocked him out.
Urzak and Tether staying down there. They can stay.
I should probably just throw him in a cell just to be safe.
Mhm.
We can put Brad Beaverton up here next to Thane. And we'll drag this guy's body next to the two of them.
Is that all that's left?
Easy enough. That's all that's left. Everybody else is a dead body.
A dead body.
All right. So now that you have your groups, a group of 9 and a group of 8.
Real
Go
quick
ahead.
before we go upstairs. Can I prestidigitation everybody and all of the blood all over their clothes and their weapons?
Good call.
Yes.
Specifically
yes.
Teth.
Like, you get a little bit
Go
of
for it. Yeah.
a little bit of something right here.
Yeah, that's perfect. Good call. Yeah. So group 1, you start moving down the hall. So this includes Vern, Brackle, and Eric. Notable NPCs would be Warwick and Halbered II. Yeah, you get to the elevator. Not anything crazy is happening so far. You enter and it starts moving upwards. The group that is still downstairs, we'll say that you kind of move over.
Can I change my mind on something,
You're
John?
on the elevator. Yes.
I do want to put manacles on dipshit. And they're going to be the anti-magic manacles.
On Thane?
Yeah.
Great.
To find them and take them off my inventory. That's all. Sorry, Karen.
That it was not something dumb. That changed the literal next thing I was about to talk about. Great. So now you guys are just waiting and nothing happens. That mist was about to come up right on you. But it will not now. All right, Group A. Do any of the three of you have anything that you want to say during your ride, or do you just take a silent 15-minute
Let's see.
ambiguous amount of minutes
I
ride
forgot.
on this elevator?
I forgot to bring up in the recap that Eric had a beautiful reunion with his brother.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Mustache slander and all.
Did we know why they started fighting at first? Did we hear that?
It's just a relationship, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The root of it did not come up, but
Yeah.
it became apparent to everybody that was listening that is
Okay.
how they interact.
I think I'd turn around and be like, "So, what's everybody's deal?" And then also, or actually, no, Warwick. Warwick, how'd you end up here? Or did we already get that answer?
You got like a half answer. You kind of could put together that he was, from what Des said, he was called away in a last minute meeting of sorts. That's what you heard from Beth. Or I guess Des heard from Beth.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got here, he was thrown in a cell for trespassing on the prison's grounds.
Mm.
So that's physically how he got here. From his side of the story, he will explain that he received an urgent message because he has kind of assumed leadership of Mir in Silgath's absence.
Okay.
He received an urgent call to meet with a few other kind of like tribal leaders to discuss specifically the topic of helping you guys. That's what compelled him to go. Normally, he would not move out of the town limits, the village limits. But because he felt like it was of national importance, he went, and the coordinates he was given was right in the middle of the wilds, dead set on the prison. He had Beth teleport him there, and once he arrived, he was taken prisoner immediately, and shunted down to the 7th level.
Who gave him the coordinates?
That was given to him on the call. It was kind of like a sending situation.
So do we think it was
gave him those coordinates?
To his knowledge, he thought that it was one of the leaders of Nox, which is a city kind of central Azura, just west of the wilds. That Brad and Billy would be familiar with, because they did a 2-player little mini session in Nox right before the Kazul one-shot.
Is that like a casters held city?
No. No, it seems pretty independent. Similar in mentality to Mir, where a lot of the city's residents are very similar. They're not undead like they are in Mir, but it's a lot of humans. It's a lot of dwarves in Nox. Kind of like the spillover from the mining town of Isamel, where it's a lot of blue collar citizens in this place. They are very self-sufficient. They're right off of the kind of the bank of this big long river, and that's where they get a lot of their vocational. A lot of people are put to work because they live on the river. But after that digression, to Warwick's knowledge, one of the leaders of that city was the one that reached out to him. He now believes that it was not actually that person. Or if it was that they were coerced in... what's that?
From our campaign, Billy and I, there was a religious figure with extramarital affair.
Yeah.
So
not that guy. He was put in prison. He has been dismantled since that occurrence.
Oh, true. That was a good cliffhanger.
Interesting. So
one day maybe we'll go back and play that through.
So I guess the question is, why did they want to trap you and get you away from Mir?
You would. I won't make you roll for this. I feel like if the three of you, specifically because Eric is in there as well, you would know that Warwick's name was on that list that the chasers were hunting, and it would be pretty apparent that they were just trying to take him off the board.
But they didn't kill him.
They didn't kill him.
Interesting. Well, you're back on the board, I guess. Yeah. So how'd the rest of you?
They would have though, because his cell was one of the ones that was filling with gas, but you had already let him out.
I'll turn to the the girl that's next to George Leonidas.
Okay.
I'll be like, so I don't know if this is it'd be impolite to ask, but what was it like to die?
It sucked.
Did you see anything?
Well, at a point, it was like I was floating up above my body, and the only thing that kept flashing through my vision was this man with a mustache. And for the first time, seemingly, since she has interacted with anybody in the party, she looks over next to Brackle, and she sees Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And she will, she'll say, it was you! And she will faint.
Oh.
Oh,
Yikes.
Eric, she's so floored that you revived her, and she doesn't know how to stand in the presence of her hero, I guess. And I'll use my some light gust cantrip to like have a breeze hit her face to try to like, you know.
Make an
very-
Arcana check.
That's very kind of you,
works.
Eric.
So kind, yeah. And then Eric's just kind of underneath it all, just holding his collar, like Rodney Dangerfield.
Promptly shaves off his mustache.
What did you kill her by like the like a chill or a cold cone or something like that?
Freezing sphere.
Freezing sphere.
A blast spell from my
The
ring.
real big boy.
Eric's
Gotcha.
gonna,
What a way to go.
yeah. But Eric is gonna kind of assist Vern because he'll use Druidcraft and
Okay.
Like
Vern, you can have advantage on that Arcana check.
like awaken with a nice.
So you can roll a 6 and a 7 instead of just a 6.
Like a strong pine smell, something that'll get into her sinuses, wake her up.
Yeah, give me that eucalyptus.
Hey, wow.
Hey.
Holy crap.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah, Vern.
When it really matters.
Yeah, right.
She kind of like starts swaying side to side. You can tell that she is looking a bit lightheaded. Maybe her eyes roll back real quick. And you catch her with just a lofty gust of air and just push her back up, oxidizes her skin again, and she just nice and refreshed. And she will stop talking. She wants nothing to do with Eric especially, but she does not want to talk really. She knows that you guys are kind of saving her, and she's not going to get out of this place without you. But she does not trust you.
Smart.
Yeah, the correct call. All right, you make it to the top of the elevator. You open the door, and if you'll remember from the last time you were up on this level, it's kind of a longer corridor that moves from more built-in, kind of human-made, structured walls out to more organic, kind of rock-formed corridor about halfway through. This is also where you left Hargrave. At the far door, she was there with Eric's familiar and Vern's immovable rod, just making sure that nobody came through the door. All of that is still in place. She has not had to do any fighting. She is just waiting there for you, holding down the fort, really. She greets you very warmly and is happy to see all of you, surprised to see that there are 6 faces that she doesn't recognize. Well, I suppose she would recognize work. 5 faces that she doesn't recognize. But she welcomes you back, and you can remain there and wait for Group B.
Sure.
Moving down to Group B, go ahead.
How's my owl?
Fine. Just chilling. Perched on Hargrave's shoulder. Waiting for any type of action that thankfully did not come. Everybody was. She will note. You guys can note. She doesn't bring up an alarm at all. She has no concern. You can tell that it's not even on her mind. It would be news to her that an alarm went off in the first place.
Interesting.
So you can surmise that it was enclosed down in that cell area on that lower 7th level.
Okay.
All right, Group B. We have Teth and Urzak, as well as Zethlo and friends.
Before
You
we get on
guys,
the elevator,
do it, man. Hit me with it.
Teth is gonna look at Urzak, who is not here. All right, I'll wait till he comes back. For the audience and everybody else at home, Teth has been mulling over the Thane situation for the last 10 minutes or 20 minutes, however long. It's been however long we determined that the elevator takes to go up. I feel like it was 20 minutes or 10 minutes or something.
Somewhere between 11 and 25 minutes. I don't really know.
Yeah. An unknown period of time. Can't be determined by any quantifiable means. He's been debating this whole time going to Thane and just killing him. And he's trying not to get too worked up about it. And that is where Urzak's going to come into play. He's trying to determine if he is fit enough to carry out judgment on Thane.
That is
Tiffany.
a good question.
What's Tiffany come from? Did you see that? There it is.
What?
There's the name under. Yep, there it is. Tiffany. That's the look in the group. The girl next to Ragnar is Tiffany.
Oh, really?
Dude. Fucking. Please tell me other people see that.
No, I see it too.
Yeah.
Why did you add it there, or where did it come from?
I don't know where it came from. I'm assuming somebody did it, but
it wasn't me.
This is Tracy, isn't it?
I assume it's Brad.
Oh, now it says Tiffany. Oh, jeez.
It's decided now.
That's the effects of the gas.
Yeah. Tracy. Yep. You got Tracy and Tiffany.
Well, this one has to be like a yeah. So what are you doing? What?
I guess I'll talk with Zethlo about it real quick. Because he's
actually, I'm gonna go transfer Archer from our room into his bedroom because he's been falling asleep in our bed. And he's too heavy for Rhiannon to do it now. Think on what you want to say, and maybe Urzak will be back when I get back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some food.
Get a snack. Snack time.
Tracy. I changed her name. Treecy.
Tracy.
See.
Dude, I made some fucking brisket on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's so good.
How'd you cook it?
I threw it on. I have a pellet smoker.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw it on. God, how long was the cook? I think it was about 12 hours.
Okay.
225 for most of it. But the key to it was I always do a dry brine. I do it with my pork butt too, but it works really good on brisket because there's usually a lot of surface area because it's thinner.
Mm-hmm.
But you get dark brown sugar and then just salt, and you just dry brine it for 24 hours, and it just it makes a nice bark.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of dehydrates it with the salt, but then it also has because I cook at really low, 225 usually is usually what I cook at, so it doesn't burn the sugar when it's cooking. So it has a very sweet bark that cooks with it. Good.
Okay.
I realized about 2 minutes ago, Billy, that you weren't there, and I was about to ask you something before we got in the elevator as Urzak, and then Barlos went to go put his kid down. I literally was just starting to talk, and I was like,
it's about time.
Yep. I was like, oh, yep.
I'm about to go grab food real quick too.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
30
no
seconds.
No chicken.
No chicken.
Go throw some
Yeah.
chicken on the grill real quick.
Quick 15 minutes.
Oh fuck.
Damn, I think I just had to shit. I didn't expect it to derail the whole session.
Derail everything.
How was that pork?
The brisket?
The brisket, yeah.
Yeah. It turned out pretty good, dude. I think that's going to do the same thing for whenever you guys are up after I trim that beast.
Kind of seasoning did you do for it?
So I literally just did a dry brine. So I got dark brown sugar, and then I use kosher salt whenever I use it on smoked meat. And I basically do a pretty good layer of salt on both sides, and then cover it in brown sugar, and then wrap it real tight, and then put it in the fridge for 24 hours. And that makes a like really sweet and salty bark. And
Never thought to brine something in brown sugar. I'm sure that's a lot more common in smoking, but
it is, just because if you can't do it if you go above certain temperatures because it burns the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I cook, I usually do 225. This cook I actually did. Actually, what was it? It was a lot smaller. It was about half the size of the. It was about half the size of the one that I have in the freezer, but it was really thick. Like, it was a really thick piece. Versus the one in the fridge, it'll probably be trimmed down. It'll be 60% of the height. But I ended up doing it. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, how much of that fat cap do you actually take off or leave on?
I try to leave on as a good chunk, because it's not usually a ton, but the one in the fridge, there's a pretty heavy chunk on the one side, which is the side that needs trimmed down. So I'll probably have trimmed down like a huge hunk of fat. But honestly, like, I usually leave like, I don't know, it's like maybe like a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch, maybe. Okay. That I try to leave on, usually at least a 1/4 inch, I think. It's kind of like I usually like to have like a nice little fat cap on the one side.
Yeah.
It usually takes the heat pretty well too. Keeps a lot of the moisture. But it was about a 12-hour cook, it looks like. I think, 4, 2, 2, and then 3, yeah. At some point I switched it to 275, which is like the high end. If you're using sugar, 275 is the highest you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But it took about 11 or 12 hours. But I think the one in the freezer, once it's trimmed up, it'll probably take about like maybe 12. I think it'll be about the same, because it's a lot thinner than the one that I had. Was like, it was like that thick side that I have, but it was just smaller hunk.
So that's what I ask is, like, does it matter more on the thickness of the cook time, or does it matter more for the weight?
It's a little bit of both, but honestly, like, the thickness definitely makes a big factor. Like, that was like let's say the brisket in the freezer is about 10 pounds. If I have a 10-pound pork butt, which is like way thicker, that motherfucker will definitely take longer. I think last time, let's see, bone in. Yeah, I just stick that 225 on the pork butt last time, and it was almost the exact same weight. And it took like 14 or 15 hours. So yeah, the thickness definitely makes a big difference. It's also a little bit weird because it's like bone in versus like no bone in. So it's a little bit weird. But pretty much it's gonna be one of those things that's like Wednesday night, it's getting put in the smoker before sleep.
Yeah.
And because even if it takes like, let's say it gets put in at 10 p.m., right? Theoretically, you get up or 12 hours, even if it took 12 hours, you put it at 10 p.m., it's done at 10 a.m., but it's still got to rest. It has to rest for 2 hours basically, or you completely fuck it.
Yeah.
Hour minimum, 2 hours. I know with like we were talking about the thicker piece like pork butt and stuff, you have to do for like 2 to 3 hours, which usually just gets pitched in the crock pot and it's fine, and it basically slowly cools down. But yeah, if you don't let it cool down and rest, it really fucks up the meat.
Doesn't let those juices reabsorb in there.
Yeah, you get nice and juicy. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
How much was the piece of brisket?
Dude, I found some on fucking sale. They were for brisket. It was really cheap. They had, I still don't believe it, but they had prime grade brisket for $4.69 a pound, which is fucking dirt cheap. Giant Eagle has them on sale, like 50% off every now and then. It's pretty rare, but I usually grab one or two whenever I see it. Throw them in the freezer.
Wow.
So,
how big are they usually, or what size do you usually get?
I usually go between like an 8 and 10 pounder, or sometimes I'll get a 10 pounder and cut it in half if it's just for me. So I have like 2 smaller cooks, like 2 5-pound cooks. But yeah, normally they can run anywhere, especially if you go to like a butcher. They can run from like $7 to $12 a pound. I don't even want to think about if it's fucking organic. Fucking $700 a pound. So,
especially if you get like a party size brisket, 25 pounds.
Yeah, that's when you're looking at doing like, I need a smoker that can do 3 briskets.
Right.
Fucking crazy. I'd love to do that for some time, but
I
could, even though the smoker I have now is pretty small, I could definitely fit 2. I might be able to fit 3 like 10-pound pork butts in there, but that's because it's like pork butts are kind of like fat.
Is it a vertical one or a horizontal?
It is a horizontal one, the new one I have. I've usually used the vertical ones, but I had gotten a good price on this newer one that I got. So I don't get as good of a smoke. Like it's not as heavy of a smoke, but it's still pretty good. It honestly makes a nice like sweet smoke. I feel like, especially with brown sugar and I usually use hickory. But
we love a sweet smoke.
Sweet smoke. Sweet smoke. Yeah. Is the Archer good?
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes he'll like, I'll move him, and then he'll wake up for a second when he hits his bed, and he's like, "Where am I?" and then he'll like slowly drift back down. So I just had to. Yeah.
I never asked you. Did you name him Archer because your favorite class is a Ranger?
No.
Yep.
No. Actually, that was Rhiannon's suggestion. We had like a whole list because we didn't find out the sex until he was born, so we had a giant list of girl names and a giant list of boy names, and like a top 3 for both. And Archer was one of the ones that she suggested, and we agreed that we liked. Really, I decided that was how I wanted to do it because it was Brad's last name, and I idolize him above all else.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
It was like, you know what, this is an homage to Brad.
Yeah. All I do is in service of Brad Archer.
I thought it was an episode of Inception. where you had to accept your wife.
Yeah,
You
just
were
different
gunning.
layers.
You were gunning for Dez, but it fell apart at the last layer.
Has just missed the top 20 names. He fell at 23, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Too bad. If I can't go with my character that was a ranger, I'll just go with some analogous reference to rangers. No, just a happy accident, I guess. All right, Teth. What are you doing?
Urzak's back taking a shit.
Oh, that was.
He was holding it in the whole fight.
The whole fight. I mean, you imagine.
He wanted to shit when he saw the giant smoke monster, and then you just, sometimes you gotta punch.
Pack it in. Well, yeah, I think Teth will kind of flag down Urzak and just say, "Oh God, yeah, no, he's back now." So he would just say, "Urzak, do you have a second to chat over?" Just kind of, he wants to go kind of out of earshot over here. He's not talking directly in front of these prisoners.
Sure. What's up, buddy? How you feeling?
I feel okay. That is part of the reason why I'm consulting you, because I don't know if I'm capable of carrying out judgment on Thane in my current state of mind, because I think that he's an accomplice. I don't have proof. And I think that he needs to be killed. But I'm also coming down off of what, I don't know if Zethos coined the phrase, or maybe I have, but a blood frenzy. So at this point, the only thing that I necessarily need is a yay or a nay. Or if you would like to provide more insight, you're more than welcome to, but I know that this elevator will be back down here in about 10 minutes.
I'm curious. Where do you think you get your moral compass from?
Moral compass. Seth will think for a second, and he'll just say, I mean, there are certain things that, the teachings of Talos do speak about, but realistically, one's own moral compass does come down to their own perspective, and essentially, it comes from me. I'm not programmed to. I don't think that I'm programmed. I feel like I have free will most of the time. And I think that that's the case most of the time. But I will tell you that there is a strong sense of judgment that rides within me. That's part of the reason that I had connected with Talos so long ago, I feel.
We'll say that not entirely opposed to the idea. However, generally, Lundis wants us to believe in some power of rehabilitation. In such case, at this point, I usually find myself in your shoes. thinking that logically, one answer is correct. Thane is part of an evil cult. Thane has done evil things. He's been an accomplice to evil things. And perhaps he deserves the evil things to happen to him. But I find myself on my left hand trying to convince myself in the power of rehabilitation. Do I think Thane's a prime candidate? No. But in his defense, he did not succeed in killing these people. And last I checked, the sentence for attempted manslaughter is not death. It's been 6 to 8 years. Now, would I prefer to take him to an honest facility and see him serve that time? Absolutely. Is that going to hinder us in a much grander, larger picture of lives that are at stake here? Yeah.
Maybe maybe we can speak to Orion when we get back if we go back to Kazul. Or somebody who can do something about this.
Here's a question, Seth. What body part do you think says 6 to 8 years?
Do you mean literally like the mouth? Or do you mean the representation of 68 years if we were to sever it?
Yeah, let's go ask Thane.
We'll turn around. Death will turn around and march towards the front of Thane's quarters, his new quarters.
No, approach Thane's quarters.
I'm gonna find where he's at. Oh, he's here.
Say, hey Thane. Hello again. So you're trying to cast some magic there. It's not going to work. Special manacles. Having a conversation with my friend here, and I've just convinced him that killing you is not a right course of action. But he also made me realize that
you see him you see him just like relief wash over his body for like 3 seconds, and then you say "but," and he's like, "God damn it! Oh no!"
But I would prefer you to serve out their sentence for your wrongdoings and your association with them. However, do not currently have the means to have you serve your sentence. So, kind of compromise me and my friend here on a more primal, however shorter term sentence. Sometimes a thief takes something that they shouldn't, and they lose a finger or two, or they stick their hands in the crown's pocket and lose a hand. One of my personal favorites. You try running and escaping from jail. They cut off a foot. So I just thought maybe you should be a part of this conversation. So, Teth, this sentence. What do you think on your moral compass? What body part do you think exemplifies the sentence? Above game, I want to make it very clear that body parts can be grown back. We do exist in this world where things can be grown back.
Yep.
So it is a temporary sentence. It would be difficult to do, but it does happen.
Knows that. He's not a very good magic user, but he is proficient in very specific things. So he would know that is a possibility. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's common knowledge.
He doesn't like pain though, so. Yeah, he's nervous. He's sweating.
things that you've done and the words that you speak are vile. I'll see.
Subjective.
Yeah, fortunate for you. Unfortunately for you, I am the one judging you.
Mm.
And I shall see that you speak no more. And Teth will look over to Urzak and say, his tongue.
Oh, wait. No. I have fingers. I got 10 fingers, 10 toes. You take any of those. Even part of a limb. Part of a limb is fine. Up to the elbow, up to the knee. I could get one of those legs. Get one of those legs and walk around on one of those legs. That's totally fine.
This rack of torture devices that they have, and probably use here in the cell. Is there something that would, like a clamp?
A tongue snipper?
Yeah. Well, they have
specifically in the cell, but you could find one easily. Yeah, you could go to the
milk
room.
Yeah, they have a vice grip basically, right? Yeah. That you grab the tongue with.
Yeah,
get some tongs from the kitchen.
Plenty of utensils that you could find to do what you're trying to do. Yes.
Urzak will hand that to Teth. It's like, oh, I found this around here. Surely nobody ever here has ever used that on anybody else, right?
I don't think so. That looks like one of our new ones. So it probably hasn't been used.
You used the last one so much that you broke that one.
Now, to be clear, I have never used any of these things. I just work at the front desk. I just operate the desk and make the records. I don't do anything with the prisoners. I don't.
It kind of seems like you were their manager. All of these guards down here, you were telling them what to do.
No,
they look to you.
No, nope, no. I mean, by rank, maybe I am above them. That's neither here nor there. But I mean, I don't tell them what to do normally.
Right. You make the decision when to kill all the innocent people down here on your own. Urzak's going to open the cell.
Wait! No. Just like back up as far as he possibly can, all the way to the back wall.
Urzak's going to grab him by the scruff and try to hold him as still as possible for Teth.
No!
With the quickness, Teth
Beaverton is like losing his shit, by the way, in his cell right next to her.
Teth will walk into the cell with them. He will say, "Stay still," and grab his head with one hand, push it against the wall to keep it still. No. Sorry. This is really funny to me. I'm sorry. Not a funny moment at all.
Released a gargantuan acidic mist monster on all of you. He's like, no. You don't have to do this. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, very quickly, Teth will attempt to cut his tongue out.
Devout worshipper of Mammon.
Devout worshipper of Mammon is right. Teth, make a medicine check, please.
Thane, what was his name? Like Dung Digger or something dumb like that.
Mud shoveler or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, is this the time to use a natural 20? Probably not.
55 minutes. Don't need it.
Good. Dirty 20.
With ease. Urzak holds him in place, clamp down on the tongue, and you are able to cut it out in one swift motion. You just put the knife underneath, lop it right off. It comes out in your hand, Teth.
He will immediately cure wounds for 1 hit point, seal the wound on his tongue, and then release him.
Okay. Yeah. He is screaming in pain. Immediately collapses to the floor. And is no longer concerned with either of you. He's just doesn't even care if either of you are there. He's writhing around on the ground.
All right. Well, it's enough torture for a day.
See ya.
Lock the cell back up and.
Yeah. I'm assuming that was enough to keep him from bleeding out.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll allow that.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
You usually use a hot knife, so it cauterizes.
no, Z's the one who uses the hot knife.
Who?
Z. That's why I call it Z.
Oh.
All right.
Do you feel more at peace, Seth?
Yes.
Good. Like I said, will he cause more or less evil this way? Remains to be seen, but he will definitely learn more this way than if he had died.
At the very least, he won't be able to cast spells.
Well, hopefully.
And then Teth will stand next to where he was standing before and just wait for the elevator.
Yeah, the elevator comes back down, and you are all able to board with no problems whatsoever. Similarly to Group A, you get to the top, and you find the first group, as well as Hargrave and Eric's little owl waiting for you. Vern is not there. Vern, you can take back your immovable rod. And you are all back on the level of the arena.
Yeah.
What is Hargrave's reaction to us just rolling up with 12 new people?
She, by the time you get there, it's kind of sunken in. But for the first group, she would definitely be surprised. In some portion deep in her heart, she knew that there was a distinct possibility that less people could come back up than had gone down. Never would she have imagined that it was double the size of the group that would come back up.
Mm-hmm.
But I would assume that Vern or Brackle would give her a brief description of just kind of like a game time description of what's going on.
Yep.
In lieu of a longer explanation later on.
For sure.
But you're here now.
We're also
you
down
can
there for
hear
over an
plenty
hour.
Yeah. You were down there for quite a while. There's commotion around you. It is angry. There are people shouting. You can hear very distinctly about why the games have not gotten underway again. They are still paused. It should have been a brief pause, but like you said, over an hour later, they're still not back into having bouts go on here. So people are mad. That's what the people that work here do for enjoyment, and it's just not happening. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
We're going to proceed to throw the guards in combat arena for the next hour and have them face off against the giant demon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody who does the talking, go do the talking.
Is it filled back up like to where it was before, where there's people on both sides?
Not as many people in the actual stands. You can hear a bunch of people out in the concourse.
I mean, should we just try walking around out to the other side to go to the elevator?
Honestly, that's kind of what I was just like completely ignoring it.
Yeah.
Did they get their free drinks, courtesy of Kazul or whatever?
If you do go out into the concourse, you would see that almost everybody does have a drink in their hand. So someone somewhere did honor that promise. I will give you guys an option because we've already gone through all of these maps, and everybody, the rolls were good enough that everyone kind of squarely believes that you are inspectors, pretty much through and through. I will allow just blanket persuasion checks for each level, so 6 persuasion checks. And then I'd like each of you to roll. Actually, you know what? I'd like each of you to roll a d20 right now.
Let's literally use the pass without trace and just stealth past everyone.
Well,
and then it's totally. I mean, that's a viable option.
Maybe we're applicable, but not in this room. But yeah.
Well, the prisoners wouldn't have it. Though.
Let's do what he said.
Oh my god!
Just can't catch a
Not bad.
Damn, I thought you were rid.
So Trent had the best roll here. On this level, you only encounter 2 guards. Trent's roll was the first one that comes in, and they are so busy with the amount of people that aren't there to work that you just walk past them. There are 2 guards for the hundreds of people that are here. They are vastly overwhelmed and pay you no mind. You can continue back up the way you came straight through. I won't even. You don't even need to roll persuasion to get back up through here. The only thing that you could take extra time to do here, if you wanted, is if you wanted to bring Gvoresh with you. He is still somewhere on this level. If not, you can leave him here.
I'm good with leaving.
And move. Great.
He had enough time for a short rest. He's ready to fight again, probably.
That is true. That's true.
We saved his life once. I mean, so what can you do?
What? Yeah. What else do you really owe him? You know, next to nothing. All right. You have added Hargrave to your group, so you're sitting. You have a lot of people journeying with you here.
Maybe we'll just roll like 1 and 2s the next 5 levels, and we'll be great.
Maybe. Well, the next level is Andrew's roll, or sorry, Brad's roll, which is a 15. So that'll be more difficult.
16?
Oh yeah, Donovan rolled a 16. So yeah, even better. All right. So you have, gosh, so many people. Hold on.
16 bunny rabbits.
Let you learn your lesson about NPCs, brothers.
Hey man, you could have left them all there to die.
Yeah.
As long as they're not in combat, I'm fine. I'm totally fine running 16 voiceless NPCs following you around. Running them in a turn based? Absolutely not.
All right,
Might
Eric.
lose a few
Right.
here.
How many bubbles you got?
I have to wait till next time. That's what Eric is just like cracks his voice.
Eric has no bubbles left. Eric has very few spells left at his disposal. Which I believe is the same for all of you. I can't imagine there are many spell slots flying around.
Vern will sprout his dragon wings and ferry people across that he can carry, at least. So, like the lighter ones.
Yeah, I would say that you could take this one. This one, they're both small creatures. And this one is a dwarf.
These guys are all emaciated. They haven't been eaten like for.
Yeah.
They're all like pygmies.
And you could take Zflow as well. I would allow those 4 with strength checks, so we can just port them up here. You could make an athletics check to carry Chris Karen. You can make an athletics check to carry Halberad. But everybody else would be too heavy for you to carry.
Maybe a better idea.
Athletics check for Chris Karen.
Okay.
Because if it doesn't go well, I mean, what do we lose, really?
Can I give you guidance?
Nope.
No,
Counterspell.
If it's a counterspell, can I not just like retry it? Like,
why am I laughing at that?
You
That's
could,
so dumb.
It's cantrip.
I have another idea. Can we have Zethel pull out his construct and
he sure can.
I have a broom of
Honestly,
flying, but I can't
probably
take a
passenger.
Sorry.
What'd you say, Andrew?
Broom of flying.
I have a broom of flying, but I just wouldn't basically be able to take probably you and Teth. I can carry up to 400 pounds, basically. So I could take a regular person for.
That is true.
If
you and Vern could just fly people back and forth.
Yeah.
I imagine Warwick's pretty thick too, right?
Yeah, so it'd be
Warwick.
Yeah, probably be youth.
Warwick is above. Yeah.
Bob has
the widest dragonborn.
So you fatties got to figure out how to get over. How much do you weigh, Urvok?
More than I do.
Oh, really?
With
Okay.
gear, like 550 pounds. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. About 550.
Let me see if there are any
well,
animals.
We'll say that Zethlo can stay back with you. It seems like I feel like he would stay back with Teth. Brackle, we could say that you can ferry people on your broom at the same time that Vern is with his wings. So we'll just knock out 3 NPCs, port them up there. See, well, we're gonna roll for Chris Karen. She's special.
It's awkward because she's a mantis. She can't wrap her arms around his tight. Or no, she doesn't.
So
she doesn't want any help. She doesn't need the help.
I was just looking at that.
Any help that you can provide is drops in the bucket compared to her Lord and Savior.
I don't have any flying creatures I can do with polymorph, or else I would have done that. Oh, a giant eagle.
I really want to see where this goes because I have, I think, a way to solve these prisoners' problem.
Brackle, if
But-
you're really considering that, I'm gonna just use my wild shape feature.
Okay.
Save
I think-
yourself.
I think that might be the only way we can get somebody over that heavy.
I mean, I'm not worried about me. I'll fucking jump.
I'm assuming it's just athletics, right, to get across? Or I can't remember what it was. Was it?
Yeah,
Acrobatics.
like jumping.
How far is it? John?
I mean, it's really just a corner right there, and that's
Yeah, like 5 feet.
Yeah.
7
okay.
feet.
Oh, fuck it. Don't waste the spells. If you fall, you fall.
Because yeah,
die.
can't
die.
reject people.
Be like fucking.
Sometimes maybe shit.
Let me find it. Yeah, I assumed I can get across with the just as jump.
All right. Vern and Breckle are flying. Eric, are you wild shaping or no?
Yes, to assist.
Okay. I
Or
will say that you
large
can
giant-
take 3 as well. We'll just say all 3 of you get 3 prisoners apiece, flying back and forth. So you can take your brother, you'll take Gooch, and you'll take Bob Haskins. Which leaves Warwick, who you assume can fend for himself, Hargrave, who did it more easily than everybody else last time, and Chris Karen, who nobody has willingly taken yet.
What's the matter? I thought Vern was taking.
Well, I took everybody I could.
Yeah, are we gonna do the athletics check for me to see if I can carry?
Go for it.
All right.
I like that we're like we'll let Vern do it. There's a chance she's gonna get dropped, and then Brackle's this giant eagle. Like I could take her easily. Just
Hey.
no,
No,
let
she
me carry her. Let me just see what happens.
she
You
sticks
roll good.
around. It looks like.
Oh, I wasn't going to turn into an eagle because it sounded
No,
like
no.
people had it.
Oh, okay.
I'm a giant eagle.
I just would broom
Oh.
everybody over
Eagle.
that I could that wasn't big.
I'll fly
Yeah.
close enough by
Right.
as a backup catch.
Yep.
There's another
Vernon, Vern's athletics was high enough that he was able to make a 4th trip back, and he can take Chris back over.
I could take Zethlo, Hargraves, and Eric on my broom.
Hargrave doesn't need any help.
Yeah, Hargrave just like vaults everything.
Fucking
And-
parkour ninja.
I'm an
Yeah,
eagle.
Hargrave.
Thank you, Brett.
She gets over fine. Zethlo honestly would probably just ride on Teth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you do to get over it, Zethlo will ride on your shoulder.
We die together.
And Warwick. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to post up where I can see people jumping in case there is some extreme.
All right. You know it, you love it. Jumping rules, Barlos. Long jump. 10-foot running start.
Yep.
Strength score, correct?
I believe that's it. I have to look it up every time, so we'll just call it strength score, so I don't have to do that anymore.
So 18 feet is clearable easily. Now, it might be different because I have Z-Flow on me, but I'm assuming we're just jumping across here, right?
Yeah.
So I would like
Right
to do
up
that.
here.
I don't know if that'll be hindered by Z-Flow. He's pretty small, right? So
Yeah, he's small.
okay, he's fine. We've done this before. It's not a big deal. Okay.
You've been doing it for 40 years together, so now you're used to it.
Yeah. And just hope this thing doesn't break.
It's up here, Teth. That part is already broken off.
So sorry, it'd be up here.
Yeah, so this would be the part that you would cover running.
Okay.
And you're literally just jumping over this, so it's an easier jump than you were doing before.
I thought we were going from here to here.
Oh no, that would be impossible because that's like that's 15 feet across
Higher.
and 10 feet up. Yeah.
Okay, that's right, because it goes up, so you couldn't really jump that high. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
On the page. So we're really just going here.
Yep.
Okay.
And Warwick will make sure that everybody is okay, and he will make the jump after everyone else.
Junk. Yay! What's that spell? Why is it so long?
Wild shape.
Oh, wild shape. The whole feature of wild shape. Great.
Before we get going, Tess gonna bring up once everybody's across. How many prisoners do we have? Let's see, and then he'll do a quick count. 9, 10. So if we don't include Warwick and Zethlo, there's 10, correct? Or also, if we don't want to include, your brother as well, then
Yeah.
Teth is going to tap his prayer beads and say, "We can get the prisoners out of here now." Just, I don't know how it's going to go moving forward, but at least they'll be able to stay high, stay out of sight. If they wanted to keep moving with us, they could still do that. But they would at least be able to move very quickly and freely. I'd probably have to explain to them how this works, but I can do up to 10 willing creatures.
Or wind walking?
Yeah, all of them are willing. They're all looking to get out. So
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So you have 9 targets.
Yep.
That would be viable for a wind walk.
9?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if Halbrad has a particular, or Zethlo or Work have a particular just choice or opinion.
The strange thing was on that truth serum pamphlet of like who the chasers are gonna interrogate. There was just a couple names that were, like J. Winthrop and a D. Shelzy. Is that Dez?
No.
Dez's last name Shelzy.
What up, Shelzy?
It is not Des. It's not Des.
Can we just sort of? I mean, I don't. Obviously, we're making up names for these guys, but none of them are going to be J. Winthrop or D. Shelzy, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
There's maybe the one intelligible character, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, none of them are the ones that you're looking for. No.
Okay.
If Halbrad or Warwick or Zethlo want to go with them, I have one more spot. But
Warwick will go with them to kind of give them some guidance.
Okay.
And be with them once they make it out of the top of the prison.
Okay.
So he will take it upon himself to move with them through the rest of the prison.
Teth will just tell Warwick before he does it, I'm going to go ahead and contact Des, let him know that you guys are out.
He will nod in acknowledgement. He'll say, "Do what you need to do. I will keep them safe."
All right. And Teth will give a brief description on how to go into and out of the gaseous form. Initially, it sends them straight into it, but if they want to revert, it takes a minute. That whole thing. They're super fast. They have resistance damage from non-magical stuff, that sort of stuff. So not that really anybody except for probably Work would be super privy to some of that stuff. But yep, he'll go ahead. Teth will grab his prayer beads and tap on one of them, and there's a symbol of a looks like an upside down trident. He'll just weave that in the air and then smack it, and they all just go translucent and turn into Windwalk air. This little like invisible people.
You will, yeah. You'll see Warwick start levitating up into the air. He will address the 9 prisoners, instruct them to follow him, and fly through the door. All of them will follow. The last one to go with him, obviously, no surprise, will be Chris Karen, but she too eventually will just follow because she does want to get out. So they're gone.
Fuck out here.
Okay. Hopefully that helps speed things along as well.
All right. There are a few corridors that are familiar to you. And you're moving up to the floor that has the cages where you left Maxine. The next roll was from Donovan, and that was a 16. So you're going to encounter 16 guards.
Ooh.
Let's see if any of them know what you've been doing. Well, that guy is your friend for life. Okay. 1, 2, 3,
Jesus.
4.
Oh wow!
Jesus.
5,
What? How is that?
6, 7,
Uh-oh.
8. There we go.
Gotta talk to that guy.
Halfway through.
9,
See this
10,
one?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Only one guard is suspicious. And you're talking to him only really with 2 of the prisoners that were down there. Everybody else has been with you the entire time. Yeah, he's going to approach you. He's going to look at Zethlo specifically. Zethlo is a person of importance. He's been forcibly building things for them. And he's going to say that, I understand why you're here. You can't take this prisoner out. He's of high importance.
Who wants to talk?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you want one of us to talk, I mean, it's
Um,
almost a guaranteed pass no matter what we do. Almost.
he is of importance, but we need to make sure as part of our investigation that his physical fitness is in order. So we're gonna take him up top, have him run a few laps, just check his heart rate, make sure everything is going well. And it's just standard protocol, standard procedure.
You got to keep your mind right. You got to keep your body right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He's going to roll insight. Roll me a persuasion check, Vern. Well, okay. You got this.
Don't roll a -6. Burn.
He will not even question it for a second. In his experience so far today, you guys have been above board about everything. He has a lot of respect for the federal government. He has a lot of respect for his higher ups here at the prison, and anybody that that either of those two entities hires to come in and ensure that the prison is running smoothly has his respect as well. He will stand aside and let you pass freely. On level, well, it brings us to that's level 5, level 4. I can't remember if that lava room counted as a level. I have these are all labeled incorrectly. I don't know why I did this to myself. We'll call it level 4. That was a 15 from Eric. Here we go.
We'll take
15.
turns talking if we get caught. We'll just go down the line.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. 13, 14, 15. I didn't need that last one. So 1, still 1 again. So you're making your way up through the cells, and one of the guards that isn't necessarily preoccupied, but we'll say that she's just clocking into her shift. So this guard is relatively fresh and keen-minded, and she will notice Zethlo as well as Halbrad. She notices there are 2 prisoners that she has seen down at the bottom level, both out together. That's typically against protocol. They try and keep the prisoners away from each other. She is going to... Let's see. Based on alphabetical order. 1, Eric. She's going to direct a question directly to you, Eric.
Okay.
She's going to say, 2 prisoners. I know you guys are here inspecting the prison. I was informed when I got in. We have to keep these people separated. That's you should know that is against our protocol.
Also, just Eric transformed out of Giant Eagle from.
Yeah.
Without. Just assuming everyone knew that, but
Inspection Eagle.
Yeah.
Those keen eyes, we need them.
Inspector Eagle.
Does this guard look like any sort of officer on this level, or just your standard guard?
She's dressed like all the other guards.
Okay. Eric wants to take like an approach of, like, how dare you tell us our protocol? These 2 prisoners are going to be tested for their physical, their physical characteristics, and to understand the conditions of which they've been living in, how they fare to the average Azurian.
It's a wellness check.
A wellness check.
I love the in my mind's eye that Eric is saying this just like Brad is. Well,
Yeah.
You've got to check them, for physical fitness.
Who are you? Yeah.
Yeah. With that,
Kurt's like, seems right to me.
Eric, give me a persuasion check. She also will roll insight against you.
I give myself
a little bit better. Go for it.
This is the only charisma thing I'm proficient at. Persuasion.
Own.
If it goes poorly, we have a 20 if we think we need it.
Oh, that's true.
And only 20 minutes left. So that is not the correct dice. Oh, that's guidance.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. With the guidance, you just make it by 1 point.
That's not.
12 plus 4 is 16.
Yeah.
So it's 100.
You're right.
Hate to cock block
You're
you.
right.
Use the 20.
No, by all means, by all means.
Sounds like time for 20.
It's up to you guys. You guys want to use it? What's your?
There's not much night left, so
The-
let's use that 20.
Use the 20.
Right.
So that's a 30 after my bonus and guidance.
Just say, you know what? You're right. I did just get in. Maybe things are different just for today. Please, my apologies. Keep on going. And she will allow you to continue.
No need to beat yourself up.
What do we have? A 12 and a 9. All right, we're heading up to floor 3 for 12 guards interacted with as rolled by Teth.
But as he walks by, say to Halbrad, just it's like it's her first day or something. What the fuck, just like.
And he will mutter back to you, "Shut the fuck up, dude."
we're lucky.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
3, 4,
There's one.
5, 6, 7,
2.
8.
Eric
9,
thinks
10.
about like showing
Just
the
11 or 10?
the blunt end of his
12.
crossbow to his brother.
Or no,
12.
that's 10.
Just thinks about it. Doesn't
Yeah,
actually
so
do it.
2 more.
11,
3.
12. 3 of them.
Yeah.
You're gonna encounter all 3 of these guards. You're passing on level 3. This is the level with all their quarters. You're running into a lot of guards that are either well rested, just coming in for the day, or are exiting. They're going to sleep, and so they're not as keen on talking to inspectors. Their rope has worn thin. Also, Donovan, this this lava that you've drawn. Wow.
Oh shit, I haven't seen it.
I
Where is
I
it?
assumed it was you. It's down where his token is.
Oh shit, that's pretty good.
wish I could pick the colors from the map,
Yeah.
I know.
but it doesn't have an eyedropper.
No.
Not bad at all.
All right. You are encountering 3 guards all together. They are all grouped together. One of them is kind of the bulkier guard in the full armor. 2 of them are just the standard guards, like the guys that you ran into right at the beginning of this dungeon. They are going to. Who are they going to confront?
Me. Hopefully.
It's going to be 2 of you.
Karate chop them.
Okay.
It's me twice.
Really grilling somebody.
They're really grilling Eric over and over and over again. We're going to do that again just to get a different result. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to make Eric do that again. You don't have to go twice. So one of them is going to be Teth. And the other one is going to be Bracklebath. We'll just say that the 2 of you are walking next to each other, maybe in the front. And one of the guards is going to stop and physically put his hand out to you, Teth, touching your chest in order to stop
touched
you.
him.
He touched him. He's going to physically stop you in this corridor. And he, with the 2 guards behind him, will say, "No prisoners should be anywhere near this level. What are you all doing just walking with them freely?" To Teth directly.
You're on a need-to-know basis. Go find Maxine.
Make an intimidation check.
Sure. What is that?
Insight. Sure is.
Intimidation. I don't think I've ever used intimidation in my life.
Damn, I thought of a better response I should have done.
That's how it always goes, man.
Yeah.
This
You're in a fight, cutting the lawn, and you're like, God, I should have said this.
21.
Yeah. With a 21, he'll back down. Make a second intimidation check at disadvantage, Teth. Let's see how that moves out to the other guards.
13 at disadvantage.
Okay. The other guards aren't swayed as much. They're going to start moving up and kind of bolster this first guy. And they're going to confront you and Brackle both. I'm going to say, nothing is just need to know here. Our policy is we're all informed when we're down on that level and when we're coming in to work down on that level. And that's where we are today. Tell us what you're doing.
Do I look like somebody who wants to be stopped when I'm working?
Do we look like somebody that wants to be stopped when we're working?
Well, I'm going to have to answer that question, and it's not going to be with my voice here. So you guys better step aside, or we'll make you step aside.
What's it going to be with?
My dick!
Is it just these three that are standing out in the hallway, or is it like in a barracks?
Yeah. You are very close to a barracks, so there are other guards within another room that's adjacent, but just these three in the corridor where you are right now.
You don't want to know that.
I think I just asked that. Inspectors or not, you have to tell us what you're doing here.
What we're doing is we're taking these two prisoners with us.
Where are you going? You're taking them with you. Where are you going?
Past you guys. And I'm just going to like push through them.
Make an athletics check.
Damn it.
Yeah.
He was coaxing me into doing something like that. +6.
Roll higher.
Yeah, I'll do it in.
You just have to beat a 13. It's not that bad.
Jesus.
How about a nat 20?
Boy.
Lay them out.
Feel that fucking
roll.
shoulder.
Give me an intimidation check, Brackle.
Got it. Okay. So that's actually a 25.
Yeah. You draw power from beyond your actual physical prowess, and you knock these guys clear onto the ground. And the two other guards that kind of were pumping this first guy up, all of them are scared now. Between you and Teth, they think better not mess with it. They might be breaking the rules, but if we try and tell on them, they're gonna break our bodies. We're just gonna get out of the way, and they do.
I think I'd lean.
Moving on to.
I think I'd lean down to one of them when they're on the ground in his face. It's like, you're lucky that was me doing that, and the robot that you put your hand, or not the robot you put your hand on.
You're right. Pass on by them. The last one, we're up against 9 guards. much lower chance to get stopped here. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just one of them on the very last roll. You come through the double doors, and you are now re-entering the room where you encountered Maxine. This is, you can see the spot on the ground, the blood spot on the ground where you took out her eye. You can see burn marks on the ground where her sword fell down the first time and slightly charred the stonework floor. And there is one guard crouched down around that area looking at the blood. And he is going to turn around and see all of you come out with your prisoners. And he's going to view himself as the last line of defense. This is the second level. The last level above this is the control room, where you would reacquaint yourself with Peepup and Coil and the two guards that you talked to from the intercom on the outside. So you're almost out. He's going to say, there's something fishy about this place, and you're just adding to that feeling. I don't like it. What are you guys doing here?
Oh, Nerzak.
And I am going to throw this to Urzak, because you're the only one that hasn't made a persuasion type check yet today.
Urzak's gonna do the God, what his fucking name is. Who's the guy who's the very stereotypical facepalm gif there? The guy from Star Trek.
A Picard. Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna do the Picard, just like rub his temple and just let out a big sigh. He's gonna walk up and he's going to put his hand on the guy's shoulder and just squeeze his shoulder with a nice big his trap. Just squeeze it and squeeze it, and then she's just letting all of his kind of progression just go into his hand, just crumpling this poor guy's clavicle.
We're skipping, not even using words. Assault.
He's just gonna turn to the guy and say, "Please don't. Please just step aside."
Yep.
I've had a day.
Make an intimidation check. And what's your strength modifier?
+5.
It's a 5. Yeah. Okay. He's gonna get 5 piercing damage, I guess. Not bludgeoning. Yeah, 5 piercing damage from your claws or your gauntlets.
I was going to ask if you would let me do an intimidation with a strength roll.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
25.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like the Vulcan grip on this guy. You put your hand on his shoulder and he just buckles. You bring him down to his knees. His sword clangs onto the ground, and as you say that to him, he'll look up at you. I guess I didn't roll insight for him, but I'm gonna roll a disadvantage. Yeah, no chance. He doesn't even say anything. He'll just say, and he'll put his hands up as much as he can with the arm that you're putting pressure on the shoulder of, and he'll just kind of put his face down onto the ground, just admitting defeat and submitting to you 100%. And you can pass on by. The corridor in front of you leads to another familiar elevator, much bigger than the one that goes down to the 7th floor prison block. This will lead you back up to the control room. I can't remember what the name was of the guy that was speaking on the overcom, but he's still there. guard number 2 is still there, as well as Coil, Peepup, and Kevin, who has been perched and having a great old time with his new friends here inside of Kazat prison. Peepup is overjoyed to see all of you. He is so happy, and Coil looks happy too. Coil looks bored and overwhelmed. He's ready to get out of here.
Bored and overwhelmed, or it's such a that's like the depression anxiety dichotomy.
Yeah, it's just he just being it's an incredibly splitting feeling internally, where he is so uninterested at what happens here, but he wants to get out and knows that he can't. So he's just waiting for you and so relieved when you're here, because his anxiety is killing him inside. But yeah, you guys are pretty much out of the throes of it. These 2 guards were pretty nice to you and very helpful before, so we won't even count them in this specific thing. But they are just as helpful this time, and they give you free pass to the elevator that runs back up to the surface. And you and all of your new companions are now out on the surface of the wilds. You are back up out of the prison. You made it.
Yes.
I want to remind Coil that not being in here means being out in the hellscape. Like, did you forget the mass of worms that tried to kill you like a day ago?
His relief immediately melts away, and he's racked with anxiety yet again. Thanks a lot.
I just want you to be anxious about the right thing, bud. That's all. Focus that energy in the right direction.
You got to be always hyper vigilant here, out in the wilds, Coil.
Yeah.
Notably, you don't see any of the Windwalk prisoners or Warwick. You could assume that they probably made it out because you didn't see them along your path, and it's kind of a linear path, even though you're taking some winding corridors and things. There's really only one clear path out of the prison, so you assume that if you didn't see them elsewhere, they made it out. But you don't see them in the direct vicinity. It is also nighttime. Enough time has passed. You are under the moon. It is quite dark.
Should just drop the wind walking and listen if we hear him fall out of the air.
Well, the funny thing about that is Woodwalk is not concentration.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, once they have it, they just have it for good, right?
Oh, they got it for 8 hours.
For 8 hours, yeah.
Oh, sure.
A funny realization that somebody is having trouble reapparating, and they're just stuck like that for 8 hours.
Yeah, just like, I just can't get it. I don't understand.
I swear this is what the robot told me to do. I don't know why I can't get it.
Why is everybody else? Yeah.
My body.
Is this gonna be forever?
Is this?
Is this my life now?
Yeah, I feel funny.
Right as they accept it, they turn back.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I won't be that anymore.
Once we're out of the prison, Teth will just ring up Dez and just let him know that they secured the 3 individuals, along with, and let him know it was Ethlo, Halbrad, and Work, along with, however many number there was, he'll give a specific number of prisoners, and just let them know that, or let Dez know that they were under the Windwalk spell, and currently Work is with them, and the other 2 are with our group, with Hargrave. out of the prison.
Great. Yeah, you successfully Man, that was not how I thought that prison was going to go, and I'm so happy about the result. Great job, everyone.
That was a good time.
Wonderful to all involved. I thought it was going to take way longer, and I thought it was going to be a lot more combat. So, great job.
I can definitely see that.
Honestly, I feel like we could have gotten through it without combat, but at the end there, we were just like, I can't.
I can't.
By the time we got to Thane, we're just like, nope.
We had a couple really bad back-to-back rolls with Thane.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to put them down.
What the fuck did you do, Brad? You made it sound like the guy was getting peed on or something.
Yeah.
To distract the performance.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the descent. I think that was
that shit
the
is
start
so funny.
of the catalyst that caused the combat.
I had wondered, what if I had made it look like I was casting a spell to distract Brad Beaverton, to distract from Urzak, who really was.
Yeah. That probably would have been better. That probably would have worked a lot better.
There you go.
Not speaking for Brad Beaverton. I would never want to put my words into his mouth, but I would assume that would have worked.
And then I'm confronted by the female guard. Like, can't you see he's physically unwell? And it's like how Brad's all burned, scars.
Yeah, scarred head to toe, clearly emaciated.
We are, removing him from this situation, giving him psychiatric help because he's a bitch. And then I call Brad a bitch.
Because he's a bitch.
and he has to play along.
Official diagnosis.
He can't fucking handle it.
He be bitching all the time.
No, I didn't do that.
You make it out of the prison under the light of the moon, the darkness of night. Cool breeze is blowing around you all. And you get the sense that something, not necessarily a person or a comparable humanoid being, but some entity is watching you from the south, southwestish. And if you turn around, there is a small glowing purple beacon floating about 5 feet in the air. Nothing too crazy or extravagant, just it seems like a small source of light. And it waits until it catches all of your attention. And it begins floating off in that direction, southwest. And that is where we'll stop the session for tonight.
Time for Orb Daddy.
Orb Daddies.
I feel it's about time you guys get your third orb. Time to go. Let's do it.
Did we determine purple is Cassis? Or
I
think we didn't.
think you rolled religion for that. I think Urzak
has.
At least I did, yeah.
Rolled for it, yeah. So I think at the very least you are quite certain that is the orb of Cassis.
What's he the god of again?
Death.
Oh.
He's the god of death. You all would know that he is more benevolent than typical death gods or gods from that domain, though. He's more focused on a comfortable passing rather than the actual imprisonment of souls or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
He acts more as a ferryman and as an ethereal guardian. So he can see all planar travel. So anytime any creature in Azura moves planes, he is aware of it. He's kind of the omniscient
Wow.
source of balance in the Presidium. By a wide margin, the most powerful Presidium god. Like it is not close. Just immense amounts of power and he's lawful neutral, I think, or maybe neutral good, one of the two. Yeah, he cares about life. He's the one that works most closely with Melora.
Okay.
He was her first add to the Presidium.
Nice.
Yeah, not a bad entity to interact with. Certainly, there are far worse.
How does he feel about Coraline?
It's never been documented how the Presidium gods feel about each other.
Okay.
That's pretty much that's beyond their curtain. That they refuse to pull back. I would assume because they are diametrically opposed, that they would not agree on much.
Okay.
Cool, guys. Great session.
Cool.
I appreciate you. Sorry about my few delays there, but appreciate you all as always.
So 2 weeks.
Again, yeah, I am out for next week. Please play without me if you so choose. But yeah, I will see you guys again in 2 weeks. Oh, if any of you guys want to go out to Twin Oast on July 6th, I'm playing a show that doesn't start at 9 p.m. If you want to grab some beers and listen to a band from 6 to 9, it's going to be a very chill outdoor show.
Saturday.
I'm guessing that's not in Pittsburgh.
It is a Saturday. It's not in Pittsburgh, unfortunately. I wish. But yeah, it's a Saturday, July 6th, Twin Oast. It's a very cool place.
It's very cool.
Nice. Yeah, it is. Cool.
I'll have to see if work gives me
Cool, guys.
that night off. I might get that.
Yeah.
You should. I think Aaron's been trying to come out and see a show.
Mm-hmm.
So see if he wants to go.
Okay.
We'll all come dressed as our character.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's what I want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I can shave my beard into a mustache. All right.
Just the stash. I'll dress up as Halvarad.
There you go.
It'll be perfect. You motherfucker. Your gross mustache. All right, guys. You all take care. I
Good
will
night.
see you soon.
Night.
All right.
Later.
See you guys.
Bye.